reading for you. I'm Taren S, a Crossroads witch who's been standing in magical space for almost 40 years now. I'm so excited that I get to open up the world of witches and magic to you. Come on in. Hello, House of Witchcraft family. And of course to you new witches, welcome home, welcome home. Today I want to talk a little bit about something that I've spent the past year and a half saying a lot and what it really means. And when I'm saying, do you boo? And I say it a lot because I believe that magic comes from within us. That is where the essence of everything that we do starts. And then from there we move outward with connecting to the spirits, ancestral, the astral realms. We connect with the spirit of herbs. We connect with the spirit of land. Everything has a spirit. But I don't want to get too off subject because I will ramble all day if left to my own devices. What I want to talk about is when I'm saying, do you boo? That's where I'm coming from, is about finding your authentic voice, about you really tapping into your place in the magical flow of the universe, all right? I'm not talking about just grabbing different cultural civilization magical elements, magical representations, and putting it on your altar and saying, woo, look, I just did a statue to Zeus. Look, I just did a statue to Yamaya. Look, I just did a statue, without having the context of what that really means. One of the things here at the House of Witchcraft we talk about are honor, reverence, and respect. And that if you are guided by that in your journey, then you're doing well. No matter what your journey is. We come to the circle as individuals. We come to the circle with our own story. And a lot of us haven't learned our story. So we have to do you boo. We have to get up into our personal stories, our ancestral stories, the stories of our region, all right? And all of this, honor, reverence, and respect. Do you boo is not about just grabbing things, putting it on an altar, and making up shit. Because basically that's what you're doing. You're doing a tremendous amount of disrespecting too. Because really, if you put a representation of any deity on your altar, you should be able to tell a story about it. You should be able to tell the mythology, the lore. You should have a level of connection, all right? And no, just Googling it does not count. This is about really taking a journey with that deity. And depending on the journey you choose to take, will determine the steps you have to take, all right? Because within the conjuring world, and even our witchcraft side of conjuring folk, we deal with ancestral realms. And if you are going to connect to those, then you definitely need to have a mentor or a teacher type, all right? And which is a conjurer. And this may get confusing for folks where they're like, oh, he says that I've got to get a reading done. He says that I don't need to get a reading done. Both are right. It just depends on who they're talking to. So now you're like all confused because you're like, oh my gosh, do you boo is getting even more complicated. It is complicated because you're a complicated person. You have your family story. Then you have your personal story, your spiritual story, all right? Because if you're born witchy, honey, you have got nobody to rely on but yourself sometimes. Especially if you're born outside, you're born into a non-magical family. You have got that journey to undertake. And then you have the cultural, the regional flavor journey to undertake. And this is all going to take time. All right? Do you boo means about doing you, doing what is your spirit needs. It's not about acquiring different half-cocked things, putting it together and saying, ooh, I'm doing magic. Ooh, I'm conjuring. No, neither of those sides work. I spend a lot of time talking about my witchcraft side, and that's because within my conjuring, my American Haitian voodoo house side, I do not feel I'm not a teacher, I'm not a mentor on that side. I am still very much a student in many ways. So I don't talk about it. And Papa has also, we don't talk about those things. But I do talk a lot about that witchcraft side and how I developed in my journey that I undertook. And my journey wasn't a straight line. It was this up and down. All right. You know, it wasn't that all of a sudden one day I decided I'm a witch and 3 months later I knew how to do everything. I've been standing in circles for almost 40 years. I stood in my first circle in 1982. Yeah, you started adding that up and you're like, damn, Taren, you've been doing it. But the magic I was doing then is not the magic I do now. I've gotten more connected to me. I've understood my journey more. All right. There is no finish. Ooh, you're done. Your whole magical journey, it takes your entire life. And so you're constantly having to reaffirm your voice, constantly having to find that do you boo state of being, state of mind. And I just want to make sure that when I'm talking about it, that folks are really understanding what I'm saying. All right. You know, and I will say, you know, I love the ones that throw shade. All that does is let me know I'm doing me, okay? Because not everybody's going to agree with what you're doing. Doesn't matter. We're not in a popularity contest here, folks. This is about doing what you know to be right. What you know, divinity, you need for a relationship with divinity. This is all about you. This is do you, boo? But we do it with honor, reverence, and respect. And as we're going along our journey, and for some of us in which our lives are a bit of a gumbo, meaning that ancestrally I got a little bit of it all in me, take each step slowly, carefully, and meaningfully. All right? You're going to have to do research, you know, and you may have to drive to go sit with a good spiritual counselor. And especially if you're looking into your African voodoo traditions, all right, these are not undertakings that are solitary. These are done within a house, within a group to help guide you, all right? And if that is where you're leaning, you may need to drive somewhere. And don't be thinking, honey, if you got to drive 6 hours to sit in front of somebody, do it, okay? You know, it's not a click on the internet, ooh, I got all the answers. Sometimes I think the internet takes away the experience, takes away our journey, all right? And we want instant gratification. I can get online and I can join this, ooh. That's not what the journey of magic is about. It is a very personal journey. And I am going to keep telling witches and magic folks to do you, boo. But I'm also going to make sure that I start the honor, reverence, and respect. And understanding that there is community out there that will help you when you learn to ask the right questions. When you run around asking dumb questions, you get dumb answers. I know, because I will give you back a dumb answer. If I've got any indicator that you haven't done the work, that this is just something I drank a couple glasses of wine I think I'm going to do, any type of flippant attitude where I have a sense that you haven't leaned in, then why should I lean in? You've put little to no effort into it, but yet you want me to put a lot of effort into it. All right? So when you contact these elders, when you contact these teachers, when you contact our High Priestess, all right, honor, reverence, respect, and I damn sure expect to see some effort. All right? And when folks come up, when I have a new witch come to our circle, I always make a point of acknowledging the courage that it took someone to drive up to a strange house at night. I mean, because I know you're driving in that car and you're thinking, what the hell am I doing? I don't know these people. They're strangers. They could be like burying people in the backyard. I'm the next victim. All this shit. And you overcame that, the courage, and drove out here, walked into a group of strangers. You know your spirit needed it. That is effort. And that is effort that needs to be recognized. All right? But just sitting there pressing click or writing me a message at 10 o'clock at night telling me you think you're witchy and that you want to know everything you need to know, and then getting upset that I don't, give you the adequate response. All right? I'm going to put as much effort into it as I get back. If you want to lean into me, all right, I've got a Patreon area. You want to lean into me, we do a Facebook group. I've got a Witchy Zoom channel. I have, all sorts of ways where you can come and find out more. And when those people do that, then I lean towards them. And I go out of my way to be accommodating towards them because I've seen the effort they're putting in. And that is part of your journey, part of the do you boo. But all of it's wrapped up into it. If you want to be a witch or find it that inside where you look in the mirror and you're like, I'm a witch, that is a journey that you have to take alone. Ain't nobody can put that in your head but you. All right? There's no book out there. There's no magic spell that is going to all of a sudden poof, and you look in the mirror and you're like, oh, I'm a powerful witch. That don't happen, all right? It happens because you get out there and work at it. You get out there workings, okay? You're working it. You put in a lot of time and effort. And then one day you look in the mirror and you smile. And you don't even have to say it out loud because you know I am a powerful witch, all right? And that is part of the do you boo witchcraft, and keeping your voice authentic, doing what you know is right for you. And ain't nobody can tell you that. I wish. As I said, I'm an author. All right, I write books. I wish I could write down, this is what you need, and it works for everybody. It doesn't. We come to the circle as individuals. All right, we get the privilege of standing shoulder to shoulder with each other, but we are individuals first. So you keep doing you, boo, all right? And make sure you're doing it with honor, reverence, and respect. And I guarantee that life is going to open up the most amazing opportunities for you. I know because it has for me. All right, witches, thanks for listening to my ramblings. I hope you have as bright of a blessed day as I'm having. Till next time, amen, blessed be, ashe, and a bobo.